Paw, hey. Hey, Paw. Happy Paw. It's Paw's Day. Look at them cuties. What a couple of damn cuties. Yes, I am my father's daughter. You can see it, and he's an otter. That's his spirit animal, otter. But what the heck? So cute. So much love there. I still make that face a lot. Oh. Oh. I don't even know what that face is, but it's a face. It's a whole lovely thing. That picture. So today is the day of the daddy-os. Hey-o. I'm wearing this amazing fringy jacket that my pa gave to me. It makes me feel like a French trapper. It makes me feel like a lot of things. It makes me feel cool and groovy, like I'm at a 70s party. It's like the lining is so silky, the whole of it, you know, the inside and the out. It's just like I'm a perfectly baked biscuit. Oh, lovely piece of cornbread, and this is just the buttery butter that melts atop it. Yeah, I love it. You know I love it. Thank you for giving it to me. And fashion shout out to my pa, my daddy-o, because he wore a lot of bolos in the 80s and early 90s. And I bought this one for my boo. You know, my boo tang. And it's just a really good one. It's some ocean jasper, I believe. Perhaps mookaite. I think jasper. And it's, just a class act, that one. Just a class act. So I won't be wearing the jacket for too much longer down here because I'm quite toasty. Feeling the vapors down here. It's the southern accent really comes out with this one. I can't really help it. It just sort of starts rolling, you know. Feeling my roll like I should be on a chopper bike. My dad does a really great motorcycle impression where he's like, he does it way better than me. But long story short-ish, obviously, Pa, I wanted to do this for you outside. You were a man of nature, an outdoorsman. It just got complicated and weird. I wish I had the forethought, before the thought, to do this out in nature today. I wanted an amazing hike, but I can tell you about it. We saw the most lovely, like, buttercream candy, pale yellow cactus blossoms and wild roses and this just beautiful blue tufts of wonderment and tiny ladybugs crawling on everything, and it was just lovely. But I couldn't find the poem that I wanted to find, and still can't, so I dug up a bunch of other stuff, and you know me, you know how I get when I can't be finding something. Just shit goes flying, and it gets real turbulent and trying. It's funny, because recently I had a conversation with my pa where I was kind of mad at him and yelling at him, and I was like, I'm so much like you, and you made me like you, and I have these components of you. I'm this brew of you and Mom, and I'm like you both in these ways, and I can't help it. It's your fault. Why have you made me this way? I was like so mad. And then we like got over the fight and had many laughs, and I was like, Pa, I'm glad that I'm a mixture, that you're part of the elixir, that you're heaping sprinklings of whatever you are, because he is a wonderful human, a wonderful sort, a wonderful dude, man, father, creator of me. It's, yeah, he's a good guy. So sometimes he drives me absolutely batty, and he knows it, and that's when I'm like, why have you made me this monster? No, it's just, you know, we're these concoctions. We're this tapestry of the fusion of our parents, whether we like it or not. And sometimes it's great, and sometimes it's it's a spot of soreness, a sore spot. Sometimes it's great and sometimes it's a sore spot, but it's beautiful. And everyone just walks around like being a human is such an ordinary thing because there's gajillions of it. And it's just like, oh, another human. There's a human eating a burger and a human driving a truck recklessly and seeing a lot of that lately. And a human picking their wedgie, and here we are, all humans. But it really is the most miraculous thing that these interweaving particles come together, and here we are. Wish upon a star. Holy crap, it's crazy. Another couple cool ones. This was like, I mean, I've probably shown some of these before, but I do love them. I cherish them. There's me and Pa just loving each other and having big old genuine smiles. I was thinking when I saw this picture too, like, dude, men's styles, what happened? My dad had the coolest shirts back in the day. Like, I just feel sorry for dudes. And I always tell my dad this. Like, I saw this whole posse of bros walking down the street. Last night it was crazy. We were getting food and they forgot one of the 3 meals we ordered. And I'm always, like, I just feel like in this world when you say, like, oh, it's all right, people will just step on you a little or not give you the thing that you're supposed to get and be like, oh, well, she said it's all right. Like, you have to be one of those, man, you better remember the tartar sauce or else you won't get it. And I can't be that kind of person. I'm like, well, it's all right. Anyway, we had to go back into town after coming all the way back home, and it's inconveniences, not problems. But we went there back, and there was this whole posse of dudes walking through the parking lot, identical, dressed identically, and we were obviously wanting to get back home with the food. But I almost wanted to just, like, interview them and be like, excuse me, so for which of you is this working on the ladies for? I just want to know, like, how are you, who's distinguishing, who sticks out amongst you? I mean, I could put you in a lineup and I could choose, but what's going on here? You look identical. You look like robots. You look like drones. You're wearing the same fucking shoes. What's happening? Are you okay? Do you want me to take you shopping? It's real bad. Like, identical. But back in the day, this man had some shirts with flair. They were really good. They dared to be bold, the prints and the patterns and that 90s hair. Wowee! These ones I'm really fond of. Definitely shown it before, but I don't care. Today's Papa's Day. Hey. Pa, hey. Pa, hey. My dad always does that, like, I think it's a Wisconsin thing, but, like, how you doing, hey? Teal, hey. Tealer, hey. Well, where are you, hey? Are you coming, hey? Are you going to finish that, hey? It's like the hey thing. Same photo shoot. A friend of ours had a fancy camera at this restaurant we used to frequent when I was a child, and just essence of self coming out there. I'm like, oh, camera? Yes, I am ready. And I find this just too hilarious because I had never even seen this picture when I was this age. And yeah, Pa, we got a pretty similar thing going on. I just think it's kind of funny. I am your daughter, hey? So, oh yeah, I was going to explain why I'm not in nature. So obviously, Pa, I wanted to do the poem for you today on the day of the fatherly fathers. Because you are a man of leaves and wildflowers and trees. But you'll appreciate this joke, hey? Because, I was gonna do it out front. We have these beautiful flowers blooming in the front. This, like, buffalo brush, blue, purpley hues, gorgeous, yellowy, yummy lilies, and all this good stuff. And I was gonna do it there. And there was just competing, dueling chainsaws from both sides of the street coming at me in surround sound. Because the men in this neighborhood can never be done with the projects. I don't know if you remember a week or months or however long ago it was at the Sweatsville Zoo. The guy pulling the big chain, work's never done, Inc. Well, that definitely applies to the fellas in this neighborhood. Like, it's Father's Day. It's a holiday. Can you chill? No, they can't. All day. Never an ounce, not even a fingernail sliver of zen. It's just like, my friends, Could we please find a little zen? But no, we cannot. And it's just continuous. And so there was no way. And I tried to go in the backyard and find a little nook. And just, it weren't happening, Pa. It weren't happening. So I was very upset and I was near tears and still couldn't find the poem I wanted to read. So I was digging up some other ones and I was crying and my boo said, well, why don't you do it in front of the wood paneling? That looks cool with this jacket. And it does. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. But I had to jazz it up a little. I mean, I've done this wood paneling before. Not that it's not stellar, because it is stellar. But, yep, my feller told me to come down here, and so I did. But you gotta see this, Pa. This is some coolness. So Cody just got me this yesterday. She brought it to me yesterday from an estate sale. Why can't I talk? An estate sale she went to. And, yeah, you and Ma were cool and groovy and hep enough to name me after a duck, and golly, what luck. I love it. I love my name. And so I just love this guy. Look at his little curled butt feathers there. I mean, come on. And I've been spotting some really just elaborately wondrous, very standout, beauteous ducks lately. So that's the backdrop, and my dad just loves the fowls. Loves him some waterfowls and woodland fowls and all the fowls and the fine feathered friends. So there's my little contribution to the background, because I was very depressed not to be able to do this out in the world. And so I'm kind of propped up here. Got my groovy 70s shoes on. A little shout out as well, because man, my dad was a snazzy dresser in the 70s, and I feel like I got some of that kind of wheelhouse, like, and I've said this before, but I'll say it again. I'm pretty sure that someone was spying on my dad's life when they made that 70s show, because he looked exactly like Eric Foreman. Precisely like him. He dated a woman who looked exactly like Jackie. I know that's a little mishmash. Living in Green Bay, Wisconsin, they had a Green Bay Packers helmet in the basement where they would hang out and smoke reefer. And like the dunce, the dummy, the bozo, or the person that was just way too drunk to know what was happening would wear the Green Bay Packers helmet. Sound familiar? I know. It's fucking crazy. And I mean, he really looked like him. And his dad, my grandpa, who sadly just passed away recently, was Red Foreman. I mean, I gotta say, he was. Like, that was what was happening. And my grandmother, very much like Kitty, very much. So maybe it's just a thing. Maybe it's just a common denominator. I don't know. But I kind of feel like someone was spying on him. But, yeah, just take a lot of that style. Very stylish dude. So that's what we'll take off the coat, because it's been one of the coolest days we've had in a while, but it's still quite up there in the toast your butter, a little too toasty type of way. Genuine town and country leather. Yes. So good. I mean, it squeaks with the butteriness of it. It's just too good. It's got these unbelievably cool buttons, and the softness of it. Just don't quit. Just don't quit. Just don't quit. You want to pet it. Love that. Love it so much. So there's that. Oh, and I'm propping my feet up thusly upon this amazing suitcase that you bought for me, Pa. Love this thing. The way that it opens even is just, oh, it's such a thing of beauty. The way it snaps, you can just hear that snap. Like it's happening. Snapping like it's happening. Yeah. So thanks for making me. I'm so glad to be here, existing in the world. Yeah, just wearing this cool, funky kind of 70s thing. You gotta see the back of it, I guess, to really appreciate what's shaking down. Look at that pattern. Look at that 70s dang old pattern. Got a cool Pocket chief. Got a pocket hanky. Just, keeping it classy. I'm just keeping it real classy here, Pa, just so you know. So, yeah, hey, Pa, hey, love ya, hey. Couldn't find the poem I wanted to do, but you know I am doing it each and every single day, and that's sort of kind of saying something. So, it's a mishmash. It's a bit of a mishmash, what I have. Oh, I was going to show you this, too. Shoot, dang, so much show and tell. Okay. So, you gotta watch yesterday's poem because I went to the plumber school and I met the guy who's currently living there, and it was just life-changing, like memories just flooding over top my soul and feeling so refreshing and good. And a few minutes before I left, I did like a vintage going to school outfit, and I thought right before I was leaving, Uncle Laddie's pencil box, and I just really wanted to grab Uncle Laddie's pencil box, and it just ended up being the most delightful prop. And I thought, like, I kind of got this part of my personality from him, maybe, or like it was a strange inherent thing passed on personality wise, but he really loved like tins and containers and vessels to have very selective, chosen, wondrous trinkets and whatnots and pop rocks and little pieces of his soul in, and they're all very tailor-made to whatever the container was. Like his really good Bazooka Joe one and an army one, and they're all the things inside kind of fit the essence of the container, and you know I'm like that, and I love that. So weirdly, I got that for yesterday, and then I was trying to find my sweet 70s outfit for tonight, and pulling this out of its protective garment bag that it's in down here, and I was like, I feel like I want to rummage around in Uncle Laddie's stuff at the last second before I do this video, and I did, and I pulled out this unsuspecting little velvet thing, and I just thought it was so cool I had to show it to you, because inside it says Pierre Cardin. Pierre Cardin. How weird is that? Now obviously that means something to you because you are you, and so you get how meaningful that is for me to just randomly open that. And I know you've been having a lot of Laddie sightings and kind of feeling him in the air. And I asked my boo what this is, and he said it's a black powder bullet casing, like from like a musket, like an old musket. And it's very bent and old and super cool. And then he couldn't for the life of him figure out what this thing is. I know not either, but it's in this special little case. And then this interesting like measurement system that perhaps you would know what the heck the deal was with that. Oh, the ground seems so very far away when you're wearing high-waisted 70s jeans like I am. You know what I mean. Oh, there's a bug down here. Oh, I'm so glad that it's dead. My dad makes fun of how dreadfully much I don't like bugs. It's the summertime and just try to be a little outdoorsy and naturey, and it's like, yeah. All times, really. But how cool is that? I mean, I just thought that was so cool. So I have no idea what this little measury thing is, but I just thought that was a nifty little thing. Pretty cool. So LYMTH, love you more than a ton, hey. I always have to like spell it out in my mind. Math, love you more than a ton, hey. LYMTH TAH. Love ya more than a ton, hey. It's my dad's acronym that I can never just spit out. So snippets. Love you so much, Pa. Best Father's Day card I ever wrote. Pretty sure you have it. I hope you have it. And I've mentioned it before, but I just think it's so damn cute and funny. When I was learning to spell, I wrote, and I did my like classic drawings where people had like really unusually large heads, much too big for the tiny little bodies beneath. And I wrote, "You are the best Papa in the universe. And I spelled it YOUNIVERCE or something crazy. Universe. Sounds like Twin Peaks. Perfect. Works for me. It was great. So here's just a weird little poem I made the other day while I was on the phone with you because my paw was you. I'm talking to my audience and talking to you, paw, at the same time. It's fine. Y'all can decipher it. Whoever's out there, you know who you are if you're my father. And if you're not, then just decipher it. But my dad was talking about watching these ducks hunt, and got every single duck. Oh, so yeah, right. So it was this crazy these crazy hawks hunting for ducks, and this like visceral showdown craziness. Ferruginous hawks. My dad tells me so much cool nature stuff, and I try to keep it there in the old noggin, but it's a lot of info. So he was just talking about it so passionately, and then got off on these other like nature tangents, and often he does that, and I try to write some of it down because he speaks in a rather poetic way. So a little short one called A Convocation. Working in concert, they would trap the ducks in the holes in the ice and kill them, hovering, waiting to snatch them up. Widgeon ducks. We watched him eat one on the ice, slowly enjoying every bite. I bet you they got maybe every single duck in that hole. It was noir, man. It was a film noir. If I didn't have a flip phone, I'd have gone viral. The things I see, man. Gotta start keeping a camera on me. Then this other time recently, a bull snake came at Tinny. It's his dog. Bull snakes don't take shit from anybody. So there's Tinny barking her fucking ass off. And there comes this giant fucking bull snake biting at her. Going for her. I mean, really going for her. She sees a stick on the ground and goes for it like a snake. She just wants to take them in her teeth. All other springers I've had always walked a huge circle around them, avoiding them at all costs. Bull snakes eat rattlesnakes, bro. That's how badass they are. I don't worry about either one. That's my paw for you. Pretty funny stuff. Love it. Very old journal. I think we're going back to high school here, Pa. I think we're going back to high school. It's called Simply Dad. My dad is not a superhero man, per se. He doesn't try to be macho at all. He'll never show off, even though he can. He likes big hugs, real hugs, feel all the way hugs, and can't play basketball. My dad never owned a fancy sports car. No, not at all. He could not buy for me an ounce of love. He taught that my heart would carry me far as I want to go. He'll give a million smiles and not one shove. My dad won't hide when a movie makes him cry. He'll talk about it. He'll tell you why. He even loves to watch silly cartoons. He picked me up when I thought I could fly, and fell and cried. He laughed with me under the bright stars and moons. But best of all, my dad is my best friend. He'll hold my hand through anything, even when I'm upended. He'll be there to take my hand. Cool. That's just some high school love for my papa. Pretty cool. And like a very strange self-portrait. Hey, that's me. Sure. Snippets. We're doing snippets here, Pa. I promise you, I tore the damn house apart looking for the one I was looking for, but could not find it. Here's just another one when I was, like, trying to write down things he was saying on the phone, and it kind of turned to a poem. I think I mentioned one word of this the other day and thought it was about something else, but it was tied to this one about my pa. It was him on the phone saying, I just don't want to be too overpowering or overbearing with these things. People get scared when I get worked up. It's okay to be a little bit funny, you know? I can't take myself too seriously. I'll go crazy. People just start busting on me, you know? They're always busting on me. I need more gypsy dancing. You know, gypsy music. Oh, yeah. Just more gypsy music. My bat friend visited me again. Same spot. Same tree. This bat loves me. Gray top, black bottom. Always tries to get right in my face to tell me something important. You're going to have to make your own decisions here, dear. Why do they want to destroy this Rocky Mountain American West? Boy, I'm just a semi-angry, rebellious, older dude. People are too sensitive because they ain't thinking straight. Damn, these old bored bastards trying to take everything. But I did see a cool thing the other day. A shriek following a bill-like hawk who perched by a hollow tree. And out came a bobcat after him. The shriek wasn't having it. Little bird-sized birds. Little tiny bird-sized birds with hawk souls. And their mean, hooked beaks, too. Shrieks notoriously pin their prey on barbed wire fences. What a cool scene, hey? Oh man, he was talking about some neighbor of his that went completely nutso, and this was funny. I saw him resisting arrest. No, he just wasn't obeying orders. I had to voice my dissatisfaction. It was an act of instability. Shooting a gun inside the house. This happened Friday. He's back in the house Monday. You don't do crazy, crazy things and try to pretend it's sane. That's true. That's true, Pa. Oh, now where'd it go? Where'd my other one go now? Give me a gosh darn break here, Pa. Now I gotta find my other thing. Son of a consarnate, riss-a-frass and meddling kids. Okay. Gee whiz. This was about, I think, an emotional, tearful goodbye. Like, I knew I wasn't going to see my pa for a while. He was going back up to Wyoming. We had some crazy, like, argument, and it just felt like, you know, when you waste those moments in arguing and you spiral in it, and then you kind of catch yourself, and you're like, that was time wasted with somebody I love. And you're just mad at yourself. This was kind of about that. One ear to his chest, the other cupped by his working man's hand. The sound, in effect, was like the inside of a seashell. A very special, well-selected seashell. Echoing the feeling through a conduit of sighs and heart valves. He smelled like a papa does, that warm comfort that brings tears out easy. His eyes, too, glossed and red, with all the words he just couldn't find in his head in that goodbye moment. My father is a blessing to me. He held me with such love in that living room space. We didn't want to face all the things there were to face. Time overwhelmed with memory, and we were both breathing full, deep breaths of gratitude and overwhelm. Who's at the helm? We don't know. We just know that we love each other. It's true. We know that. We do. We do know that much. A lot of things, unknown. That part, we know. So, not a ginormous contribution from me, Pa. Weird day. Tried to enjoy it a little. It went by mondo quickly as the days tend to, and could not find the poem I wanted to do for you. So I pulled out some tidbits. And I'm going to do something a little unusual, and I hope you'll appreciate it. I'm going to read to you one of my favorite poets ever. Pa, I'm going to read it for you. Yeah, this poet has inspired me in ways I wish I could put into words as good as this poetry, but I'll just give you a taste of it and see what you think. It's called Dawn of the Open Season. The earth, it seems, hurries round the sun, tiddling to and fro, 9 planets in tow, pulling away but held at bay till each orbit is done, spinning in turn to cool the burn, then face a captive glow. There comes a time on this cosmic ride as moon wanes and darkness gains on daylight for a reason. When tracks in the meadow are jeweled with frost, beaver's path to the river grows wide. All creatures then feel the turn and greet the dawn of the open season. Men, bound by toil and gain, face the days ahead, by harking back, 'tis said, to bold ventures under a lightning sky, hunting afoot through forested lane, smoldering embers stirred again, longing for taste of field and fen, to feed the soul as bread. Bring together then those spirited still, to lay tarp on scented earthen floor, strike the fire and fear no more the heavy door that shuts them in, but steal without. Escape the din, for scarlet leaf on wooded hill. Now asleep, the deer instead moves across the river bed to pause and drink upon its shore. Rise to wander, as in a dream. Smell of musk, a glinting beam. Behold, the moment is come! A stag falls in quiet glen. Turn, he lives again. Lads revel in the tale, fill their pipes and share the rum. Trace an arc across the sky. All live, all die. Circle round and begin. So, you may have heard of him. The poet is a fellow by the name of Dominic Pierre Gendron. That's my dad. That's my pa. I want to cry. He's a really good poet. My dad is a really phenomenal poet. My whole family's poets. Mother, poet. Me, poet. Pa, poets. Trifecta of poets. Can't be stopped. Just because I've been really moved by birdkin lately and had so many interesting experiences with them, and I know you're always telling me about cool bird stories, and we've got these awesome ducks here. I'll do this one. Again, one of my favorite poets on earth. My pa. It's called A Bird Not Known. Wee birdie flittery, light as airy, upside down Z on your twittering flight. Quick within the needled boughs, to drape your form with shadowed light. Oh, that limbs might part with mortal gaze, for a moment lay bare the space between the gathering crown, reflecting summer days. Of bark skin red, the darkened knot, and willow leaves aglow with green. Nay, your flowering kin enfold you in to a wooded realm of amorphous air. Lace-leaved yarrow, mint abloom, a drop of resin, a smear of pitch. There lights the wisp upon an armored cone, a happy weight to bear. I turn my ear with hope to hear the fluid note of this avian. From the welled speak ant and fern, the rooted tree, of succouring stem and brittle bone, of weathering night to reap the days, illuminated span, mute is the branch from which you've flown, Alas, without a name, 'tis a bird unknown. That's how he always ends that one. 'Tis a bird unknown. Like he's an Irish grandpa. It's funny. Yeah. Good damn poet he is. Good damn poet. So we'll do one more of one of my fave poeticists, lyricists of paper and passion for nature. This one's called Home, Colorado. Sun sweetened, the short grass grows. All about the rising ground, mixed within our plume and star, cattle seek the verdant mound. West, beyond the vale cut with shallow flows, where a shimmer wall floats above the cottonwood, thrust up an ascending vision afar, broad shoulders wrapped in evergreen, a hardened face of silver hue. Day is bright, and the morning dove takes flight. Crossed a sky of turquoise blue, I must travel back to my Rocky Mountain home, Colorado. Along the ways trails lead in, past brave legions of Spanish bayonet, to a canyon cleft, given to prunus and brome, its wetted line drawn as limbs of the bough. On red-mantled hill, source of the spring, from cones naked seed ponderosa begin. In dapple light, a towhee sings to live his life midst wild pink rosette. In dapple light a towhee sings to live his life midst wild pink rosette. Earth descends at alpine rim, loosed the shale gathers speed, to finally rest 1,000 years more, 'neath incense wood of juniper tree. Dusk is nigh, Venus alone gazes down, she of love knows beauty indeed. Midnight clouds soften moon's yellow glow. A coyote yelps, yip yip hee hee. I must travel back to my Rocky Mountain home, my home, Colorado. Ooh, I got a little teary there, Pa. Got a little bit teary, that old line about the shale gathers speed to finally rest 1,000 years more, 'neath incense wood of juniper tree. So good. Let's hope we can keep it. Let's hope there's still humans celebrating their fathers and reading them beautiful poetry 1,000 years from now upon that shale. Because you and I both know, Pa, if we fail, it ain't gonna be good. And my dad's a botanist and a scientist and taught me to love this earth because our whole worth is wrapped up in it. It's all we've got, really. So, he got me. I'm in my vapors now, Pa. Thanks a lot. So, love you dearly. Happy Papa's Day. I look forward to the next time we're giving those big hugs, however I worded it in my poem. The real hugs, the real deal. Or you can hear the sound of the ocean in the heartbeat, in the hallways of your heart. Bare feet running down the hallways of your heart. There's a poem. Love ya. So a little bit of my original poetry still counts for the day. Pretty scattered today. Couldn't be as full of the words as I wish I could be, but you know it's all right here. You know it. You feel it. You get it. You're the best Papa in the universe, after all, if I do say so myself. It's another funny one my dad always does. My best friend loves to make fun of it because it's hilarious without fail. I mean, my dad is a chef, really good cook. But every time he cooks any meal, he'll sit down, take a bite, and go, Well, if that's not the best damn whatever it is, if I do say so myself, this antelope is life changing. This is a damn fine meal if I do say so myself. This food is so fucking good if I do say so myself. If I do say so myself, these might be the best mashed potatoes I've ever had. So he always does that. And he does. He makes like antelope medallions with fancy wine reduction. Delicious. So, if I do diddly do say so myself, Pa, you're the best papa in the universe. So I love you dearly, and I hope you got a clear night on your hands, and you're feeling the cool, and you can see the stars, and you can see even farther than the stars, and you can write some new, really epic poem for me to read and have tears come to my eyes. So, love you dearly. Love you dearly, Pa, hey. And thanks for making me. Thanks for taking me along on the journey of life and teaching me some really important stuff and making me tough, making me funny, making me appreciate the sun and the moon as reasons I breathe, giving me a deep reverence for being able to seize whatever moment I can seize and walk upon this earth and kiss her luscious wildflowers and know that every hour upon this planet is such a gift, and raising me with the wherewithal to take all the hard hits and turn them into poems. I love you so.